Good morning and welcome back. It is just after 3 a.m. and I am heading to Jake's. Jake and I are going to carpool together up to Alex's and we're going to go on a grand adventure today. We got the kayaks ready to go. I'm going to a super special location for us. It's not diveable very often, but it's quite a trek out there, a bit of a mission, super dangerous, but we're up for it. Haven't been sleeping great, but I feel fine right now. If I didn't, I wouldn't go, but gotta go get some fish out there. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, nothing will wake you up quite like a cold, wet, sandy wetsuit to start your day. Whew. All right, hard part's over. Let's get in the water. All right, I lied. Now the hard part is done, but Jake got me a new mask. So, new strap. This one's POW. I'm gonna swap that thing out. Woohoo! Yeah. Yeah. Mellow. All right. Ooh, it is dead glassy out here today. Yep.
We're hooked up. Ski back to Nassau. We're ready for launch. Dispatch anchor.
All right, 3, 2, 1, dropping. Yeah, baby, we're anchored. Let's get in there. So yesterday I had to replace my wishbone because it was starting to tear, and I thought I did a great job with it, but it's been a minute, and as soon as I pulled my band back, that pre-tension line snapped. So back to the drawing board up on the kayak, and let's retie this and get going with my day. Pretty easy fix, so I head down for my first drop of the day here at 60 feet. It's really calm, we're feeling really good today, and there's a lot of fish out. I'm just looking for the right place to drop into, tuck into these rocks here, and see what comes in. It is very fishy out, feeling pretty confident today, and I'm just gonna put my head down for a second, look behind me, and peek under this rock. It looks like I have a lot of options, but I'm going to be really patient. We need a lot of fish today, so I'm going to be a little bit less selective, but with all these fish in my face, I cannot decide what to do. So I'll creep down a little bit forward. There's a nice table boss, a couple goats over there, and some moo are already coming in. Having a little paralysis by analysis going on here. I can't decide what to do, but with all these options, I decide this is a great warm-up drop. I'll recollect myself on the surface, and I'm going to bail. A couple of nice kahalas come in, but they don't come close enough. I don't have the breath hold, and I don't exactly need one yet anyway. So I'm going to let those guys cruise. I'm going to go get some air and head back down for another one after. So on my very next drop here, I'm dropping down to about the same depth. We're going to stick in the 60-foot range for most of today. And as I circle around right away, there's a fat kumu. And if you notice, my gun is not loaded. So as I go to aim on him here, I wait for the right shot. Click. And nothing happens, because when I was on the surface, the wishbone knot slipped out of the band and I didn't notice it. It was my fault. I didn't retie it tight enough. I should have done a better job, but I got plenty breath hold, so I desperately try to load my gun underwater. Those fat kahalas come in and I cannot get my finger underneath the wishbone to pull it back. So this is a super embarrassing waste of a dive, and this is just how my day is starting right now. So I got to figure out how to fix this on the surface and try them again. So what I ended up doing was actually using my pull tab as my new wishbone. I tightened up my pre-tension a little bit more to adjust for the power difference, and it's really difficult to load, but I put it on the second tab and it's gonna work. I am not ready to bail. I worked too hard to get out here today, so I'm going to do my best to try to make my gun work and continue diving. So I haven't really fired the gun yet, but I'm ready to. There's a lot of fish in this area, and I am ready to start collecting because we have a lot of people to feed later. There's a couple smaller moo. There's some really nice munus in the area, but I'm waiting for my right shot. I'm feeling really good about my breath hold. And now I see some wana collies and a nice omulu that come in. So I'm going to try to wait for the right shot if they give it to me. And as they move in here, I'm going to try to line up and adjust for my power difference right here. I'm just kind of guessing, but I'm feeling really good about it. Follow these guys over, take a shot, and I miss because I'm not used to this power. So got to make some adjustments. But in the meantime, Jay comes up with a stone shot on a really nice moo to start us off for today.
Nice one. Stoned him. You.
Oh yeah. Dude, nice placement.
So now that I feel like I have my gun under control and it's going to be consistent, although a little underpowered, I can adjust for that. So heading down a little over 60 feet in this nice bouldery area that's holding a ton of fish. I saw some fat munus from the surface, and Jake said there's a lot of fish down there. So I'm ready to line up on something and pull it up, but I'm just going to be patient. There's one above me. I would love to take a munu for my first shot. You guys know how much I love those. So in case nothing else comes in, I'm going to look for a fatty, and I see him over there. So I'm just going to wait. There's a couple nice moo in the background. I'm always going to check behind me first to make sure there's not a better option, because so many times I've looked back after pulling my trigger and wish I hadn't. So this munu comes in. He's a real big one. I wait for him to give me the right one, and as he turns away, I take a really long shot, but I can see the flopper didn't open. The shaft didn't go through him, so I have to swim after him. He's wounded pretty bad. I get a hold of him, but he slips out of my hands and he goes under the rock. And luckily, he cornered himself. I squeezed him against the rock, and I bear hugged him against my chest with one hand. I grab my shaft with the other so I can bring my gun and my fish up, and I got him. Trying to slip my fingers inside the gills, and Alex meets me down because I was down for a bit doing some work. Make sure I'm okay. Thank you, Alex. Awesome dive partners, these guys. They spot me and make sure I surface all right.
How you feeling? You okay?
Okay, yep.
That was a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, a couple minutes.
That was a couple minutes.
Wow. Oh, man.
I could see the flopper didn't go through him. Through it, like I gotta grab him.
2-minute dive?
Yeah, gun's underpowered. I gotta power it up. I gotta take a minute. Retie it.
Just under 3 pounds, this guy. So like I said on the surface, I needed to power my gun up. So I undid my pretension line and I shortened it. So I added more power to the gun because it obviously didn't have enough power to go through the fish. So I powered the gun up. I got a sharp shaft that I sharpened yesterday, so I don't want to shoot into any rocks, even though I am underneath this big boulder here. So I'm looking to see if anything comes in, but I'm really kind of in the mood for an invasive right now. You know, I always got to get one of those for the day at least. And I saw a really fat towel kicking around here, a blacktail snapper, and they're really good eating, and he's right there, but I don't want to smash my tip off these rocks too early. So I got to wait until he either clears the rocks or so I can angle the spear off of the rocks and skip it so I don't blunt the tip. And right here he gives me the right shot, so I skip the spear off the rock, don't damage the tip, and I put a nice shot into him. That's a really fat towel. Stoked on that guy, and he's coming up with me. One less invasive on the reef and one more fish on the kui.
I had to like skip the spear off the rock. Like, come on, get away from there.
Always stoked to get one of these guys over 2 pounds. And as I was doing my next breathe up, I saw this huge shadow near the bottom, and I didn't know what it was, so I dove down to go check him out, and it ends up being a monster kahala. He's in the mid 20-pound range, and as I dive down, he starts heading away from me. So I'm patient, I kick as little as possible, and I level out about 55 feet here and throw him the squid hand and grunt. He seems to show some interest. I line up, and I hit him right in the pec fin. Good holding shot. And after a couple circles, he doesn't put up much of a fight. So I could definitely use the freezer meat right now. They're excellent eating. So I'm gonna head up with this guy, and pretty stoked about that. Alex goes down to make sure it doesn't need a second shot. I wave him off, says it's all good. So as Alex is diving down to check on my fish, there's a really fat omelu that swims underneath it. And I didn't get it on camera here because I actually didn't know what was going on. But Alex goes down and shoots the omelu, so we both have a fish on at the same time. Pretty exciting.
Yeah, God, dog. Woo! Yes, sir. How about that?
Back up, Jake.
So we're kind of breaking the rules here, celebrating before the fish are in our hands. So Jake goes down to make sure it doesn't need a backup shot. It looks like it's a good holding shot, but you never know. So as he's trying to line up on it, he keeps doing circles and he's having a tough time and he doesn't want to miss. So it looks like it's going to hold. My fish is fine. So Jake lets him go and Alex hauls his fish in. So we got 2 fish on at the same time. Stoked.
Yeah, it's a fatty. You. That's awesome.
Shot on him. Thanks for the backup, Jake.
Yeah, sorry.
Dude, way to be patient on that. That was really awesome.
Thanks.
Sick.
That was a fun one. He's a monster, is he?
15, 20?
Yeah, somewhere there. That's over 20.
Oh, yeah. I got the fire.
Yeah, he's a 20 pounder. That's a nice one though. I always take that over this.
Oh yeah, for sure. But you kind of started it.
So here's a little bit of the difficulty I was having today loading my gun. I got to pull the bands up and create space, and it hurts. But anyway, on to my next dive. This is my deepest drop of the day, right at 90 feet. Did a couple in this zone. Alex went down and said there really wasn't much, but I was kind of feeling it, so I just want to go and check them out for myself. And I look around and I'm not really seeing much, and it's pretty murky, but as usual, if you look behind you, you usually have better luck. So creep forward a little bit to create some space. And as I look behind me, I see this tank omelu coming in. And I'm trying to get him to come in and throw some sand up, but he heads out. He is not interested at all. So instead, I turn my attention towards this huge table boss. I love these fish. I could use the meat. He gives me a nice, easy shot. So give him the old tap. I keep him off the reef, out of the coral, so I don't have to come back down. It's a little deep to be dealing with any fish like that. I don't want any problems, so I yank him out of the hole and swim him for the surface. I'm a little uncomfortable, but this is where I become a better diver. I just chill out and take my time on the way back up. And as any good dive partner would, Alex comes down and checks on me, makes sure I'm okay, because I was down for a minute doing some work. Feeling totally fine though. Head for the surface with a nice fish and put some more on a kui for the day. What's up?
Yeah, boy.
90.
Yeah. Good one. You were down there for a while.
Chase this omelu around.
So I take my time hauling this guy up so I don't cause any damage to the meat. And I would say their meat is somewhere between goatfish and uhu, and he's almost uhu size anyway, between 4 and 5 pounds. They're kind of a pain to clean, but always worth it. And then Alex goes down to the exact same spot, and he's down for quite a while. So Jake goes down to spot him. He looks like he's struggling a little bit.
All right.
Thank you.
Hook.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, good. All right, cool.
That's a deep one.
And he ends up getting that omelu I was after. Awesome, Alex.
A nice one and then a nicer one. What's up, dude? Nice work.
Good spot, guys. That was got a little fuzzy there.
Yeah. Is it 90?
Yeah.
Yeah, well done. Woo!
So here's your rainbow fish.
You asked for it, you get it. Nice shot.
Look at this double rainbow fish. Double rainbow. What does it mean?
Double rainbow.
What does it mean?
Nice fish, man. That's awesome.
That's two great ones in a row, man.
Yeah, it is.
Look how pretty this fish is. They're so healthy out in this area. I can't believe it. So we've been out here for hours and hours now. So we're starting to head back to the kayak so we can go home. And I'm still sticking to my rule. No more than 5 fish a day, no more than 3 per species, except for invasives and menpachis and coles and taco, of course, and lobsters. But I only got 1 invasive, so I can handle a few more fish. I don't want to overdo it, but I could definitely use a bit more. I have a lot of people to feed, and I need fish for the week and then some. So I'm looking around for some good options, but I'm just not seeing any in this depth. We are kind of leaving our healthy zone, and we're getting back to the kayaks where there's a little less fish. But I'm still going to be patient and see what we got. There's a couple smaller moo heading in there. But I figure if I don't spook them, maybe the bigger ones will show up. We'll see. But it's not going to happen on this dive. I'm going to head up. But check how cool that cooey is. We're already loaded. Too blessed to be stressed. So now this is a fun one. Jake went down his 3-prong to go catch some menpachis and cole, and instead a kahala comes in, and he was super patient, took a long lunge and put a great shot into it. It's wounded at the bottom, shaking its head. So he just 3-pronged a kahala, but it got off. So I'm gonna try to chase it down for him. It's heading away. I take a long shot and hit him in the top of the tail. I let him run to see if I could keep him on there. He wraps the reef and rips himself off, breaks both of our hearts. He's a lucky one, that guy. He survived 2 shots in a row, but he gets away. I guess he deserves to live. Bummer, Jake. You almost got him, my man.
That would have been so cool. Hit him, dude.
The world's luckiest kahala.
Yeah, oh my god.
And you almost got him.
Oh, I almost got him, dude.
Well done, dude.
That was almost a dream come true.
Yeah.
I was like, today I grabbed it, I was like, oh, that'd be funny if
Epic. I couldn't get any closer to him, though. He deserves to live, I guess.
Yeah.
Valiant effort, man. That was awesome.
Valiant. I was like, oh god, here we go, dude. Oh well, I'm this much closer to landing one with a 3-prong.
Dude, that'd be epic.
So as I'm dealing with my shaft and reloading my gun, I see these 2 absolute monstro pelucalas heading away from me. So I threw the flasher and dove down to grunt and see if they would come in, because a lot of times they do. They're showing some interest, but they're not coming in. So I'm by myself. I'm not going to push this dive. They head away from me. And then as I catch up to them, they head right towards Alex. And just like our last dive out there, he picks one off. Super stoked.
Yeah, it's a nice fish.
So right before I get back to the kayaks, I noticed this huge spectacled uhu, and they're kind of rare, and I haven't seen one this big or this pretty in a really long time. So I'm not going to hunt him. I get pretty close. I got my gun clipped to my belt, and I just want to get him on camera, and he knows I'm not hunting him. He's super tame. He shows off a little bit, checks me out, and then he heads out. But I'm feeling pretty comfortable, so I'm just going to chill on the reef a little bit and sit on my butt and look around and see what we got out here. I'm still kind of hunting, but not really. I just want to see what's out here. There's a couple nice fish in the background, and I see some fat munus, so I decided to unclip my gun from my belt and see what comes in. There's a really fat munu right there. It looks like he's come in and show some interest, and I keep the gun down. I don't want to spook him, so I follow him behind that rock, wait for him to clear it, and whack, gives me the right shot. Not my best shot, but it's good enough, and I yank him off the reef. I'm by myself, so I don't want to do any extra work, and I haul him up. So I'm going to take my time hauling this guy up, because a lot of times the vibration from the wounded fish will bring other life in, other fish. So as I do that, I notice some moo moving in. So after a breathe up, I head back down just over 50 feet here, and I'm going to gently glide in the reef and keep my head down and not show my gun off. I don't want to spook any of the fish yet. I know the moo are in the area and I know they're curious. So I'm just gonna look around for my best option and try to hide behind this boulder and move as gently as I can without banging on the reef. A lot of times if you ding the tip off the coral, it'll spook all the fish and they won't come in. So I'm just gonna place my gun on the reef in the right direction as gently as I can and try to creep forward and see what I can get to come in. So I'm looking around at a lot of fish and they're showing some curiosity, but those moo are in the background and they're a little wary of me, but I can tell they're interested. So if I'm patient enough, I can probably get them to come in. I take one more glance to my right, making sure I'm not missing anything. And there's some nice moo that are heading in. I just got to wait for the right shot, and he gives it to me. Nice, easy broadside shot. I know it's a good holding shot. I wasn't down for super long. So even though there's nobody watching me, I'm going to very gently head for the surface, tuck my spoon away, and haul him up nice and gentle. And that'll do it for me today. Great way to end my day. Let's go home. Look at that moo. That's about 70 pounds of fish, and we ate all of it. All right, I'm finally almost home. Man, what a long day. Left Jake's about an hour ago. I was up at 3 a.m. We had to drive all the way up there, load the kayaks, throw them in the water, paddle all the way out there. We dove for 5 hours, paddled all the way back. We did dinner for everybody, went to Alex's and hung out for a bit, picked my stuff up at Jake's, and then I had to drive all the way home. So I am not doing any cooking today. I will get to it when I get to it. Right now, I'm gonna get home and eat some dinner that Megan made, and I'm gonna relax. I'll catch you guys later. All right, it's now tomorrow. I'm still pretty tired, but I got the energy to do this right now. So if I can chop these fish up, I can go get some work done today and relax. So I want to focus on this guy right now, my munu. I'm doing a cook with this later. So I already scaled the wings in the water so I can air fry those. And munu's scales are pretty tough, so I'm gonna angle my blade underneath the scales like this, cut towards the head right behind the pec fin, right up behind the skull. And then I will trace that cut down the spine, or down the back anyway, because fish spines are actually in the middle. So I'm gonna go right down the upper back. It's nice to have a sharp knife. Poke through the tail at the bottom, and I will just follow this line down the frame until I hit the spine in the middle. I'll cut through all the pin bones, and then I'll angle the blade down across the frame and remove the meat from the body. Like that. See the spear wound in them? I'll cut around that. Hold on to the tail, and then I'm just going to use the cutting board and angle the blade ever so slightly down towards the cutting board, because you don't want to cut through the skin, but that's why I leave the scales on, so then the knife isn't going to cut through the skin. And we're just going to saw that off of there, like that. And all I got to do is cut that bloodline and the pin bones out of the middle. And I actually put it on the skin to keep it clean. It's the bottom loin. The top loin. All right, there's half the fish right there. That can go in a bag. flies off of it. Oh yeah, a big boy. I'm not gonna weigh him. If you saw a few episodes ago, I got a 26 pounder gutted and gilled. So this guy's almost that size, but not quite. I already did a chop for that one, so I'm just gonna do this one on my own. You guys don't need to see this. It takes me forever. Kahalas take a long time, like 45 minutes to an hour. Sometimes they have pelagic worms in them and you have to cut them out and really kind of comb through every fillet. So I'm gonna take my time breaking this guy down. Today was all about the munu. I'll get to that cook later. All right, that wasn't so bad. It was just under a half hour. We got many packages of meat for the freezer, which is pretty awesome. And then we have a whole chum bag for next time because my compost bucket's full right now and I can't deal with it. I'm almost ready to move into that house.
Ready?
Yeah.
Boom, baby, we're done.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to keep my life as simple as possible and we'll get back to the hard stuff pretty soon. But for now, we'll get this meat in the freezer as soon as possible and we'll do that cook when I feel like it. All right, it's been a couple days. I'm feeling back into it. So I'm ready to start this cook. It's gonna take me a little while. So my buddy Makana grew this down in the valley, gave me this nice big ulu breadfruit. So we're gonna start with that. I'm gonna let it boil for a couple hours actually while we're framing. And then I'll get back to this in a little bit and we'll finish this up. You can leave the skin on actually, but I just take most of it off. All right, now I'm gonna get some water boiling. And then we can just chop that up, throw those in there. They'll half boil, half steam. Give them a couple hours, maybe toss them a couple times in there and get them really soft. All right, I'll give that a few hours. Okay, it took all day because the flame went out, but I relit it. I got that ulu cooked. Boom, baby. Nice and soft and sweet. So now I'm gonna chop up a white pineapple that my buddy Eric grew. Thanks, Eric. I have lilikoi from my property, passion fruit, and I got a couple calamansi limes from Jake's tree. So throw a little coconut milk in there and that munu from the other day. I actually threw the second one in there too, the smaller one, so we're just gonna do munu in there. And I've never done this before. A lot of sour stuff, but it should be pretty good. So now I'm gonna recook that ulu in some coconut milk and we'll add everything minced up in there after. We'll get the coconut milk hot first. All right, we're just gonna let that simmer together for a little while and then I'll kind of mix it up a little bit and we'll go from there. All right, Dustin's here helping me, my best friend. I've known this guy for a quarter century. He just got in town from Austin, Texas. So woo! He's gonna help me prep this up a little bit and then spend a couple weeks with me.
Let's get it done.
And in the meantime, I'm gonna chop all this stuff up. All right, so we're just gonna add our spices to it now, get them going. Garlic, salt as usual. You guys know the routine by now. Lots of garlic, salt. Chili powder. I like adding turmeric to coconut milk. I think it's a really good balance and it's really good for you. Lots of ginger and black pepper. And now we can add in the pineapple. And we can do the lilikoi. Just gonna spoon it into there, seeds and all. The seeds add a nice crunch to it. It's tangy and sweet. And now that that's been simmering together for a while, I'm gonna chop this munu up and just throw it in there. When that's done, we're ready to eat. All right, we'll throw this beautiful munu in there. then we're gonna squeeze all the calamansi lime juice onto it, which isn't much. It just adds a bit of flavor, and it's very, very sour. We'll balance that fish flavor out a little bit, even though munu is very mild. Mix, and this will be done in about 3 minutes. Oh yeah, starving. So we've been framing all day, working all day, every day. Dustin's been a huge help.
I can't wait to try this, man. It smells so good.
It smells really, really good. Because the ulu is sweet too. It's kind of like a potato, but it does have a sweetness to it and kind of an earthiness that I think would balance out that citrus a little bit.
Yeah, and I haven't tried ulu before, so I'm excited. Here we go.
Oh yeah. Probably anything would be amazing to eat right now because I'm so hungry, but that's special. That's different.
Oh, the texture of the ulu is incredible, and the sweetness from the pineapple like balances everything out. It's so good, and the creaminess from the coconut milk, oh, and the ginger, it's all spot on. This is
right on.
This is incredible.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, munu is a special fish. If you guys know, you guys watch me long enough, you know I love munu, one of my favorite fish on the reef. So if you want to check out some professional level breath work, this guy's a pro. Breathing into the void, check him out on Instagram and YouTube. He's really doing something special. He's onto something new here, so it could change your life. A lot of really, really cool stuff. I won't give too much away. I'll let you do that in the future, but we're gonna eat this because we're starving. Megan's coming back. We got to feed her too, and we got friends showing up right now. So thank you guys so much for watching. As usual, I'm taking this week off of diving. I'll get it back out there soon. I will try not to take more than a couple weeks. So thank you guys. Appreciate you.